Okay, so this time we're asked to get the sum of each of the following series. Okay, so we call them series when they're added together and sequences when they're just commas between them, as in we're not to add them. So first thing we need to figure out is what are the three. So my formula is written here. Sn equals n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 times d. So again, n minus 1 for my d, 1 less than if you were looking at a function. Right, now, so let's have a look then. So first of all, I can see straight away that my a is 6 and that my d is 4 because they're increasing by 4. Now my problem is I don't know how many of these terms I need to get as far as 50. So I need to figure out what n is. Okay, so I don't know what n is, but I do know that the last term equals 50. So if I go using my formula of a plus n minus 1 times d gives me tn, I'm filling into this. I will have 6 plus n minus 1 times 4 equals that 50. So then that will give me 6 plus 4n minus 4 equals 50. And then solving for n, I will get that n equals 12. So now I've everything that I need. So I'm going to use my formula then for Sn. So I want to find S12. So that's going to be 12 over 2. 2 times 6. So n minus 1, which is 12 minus 1, which is 11. And then I have by d, which is 4. So all that into your calculator. You can simplify it as you want, but not necessary. I'm going to get 168. Okay, so this time we can clearly see, looking for what we need for our formula again. N over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Now again, we can see here very clearly that a is 1. Increasing by 1, so d is 1, and this time we don't need to work it out because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's the counting numbers. We can clearly see that n is 100, so we're adding the first 100 natural numbers. Okay, so that means then S100 will be equal to 100 over 2 by 2 times a plus 99, because n minus 1, 99 differences of 1. And again, putting that in all into our calculator, we get 5050. So that there is also the 100 triangular numbers, because when you add up the natural numbers, you get the triangular numbers. Okay, now the final one here that we have, again, trying to get my what I need for my formula. My Sn formula of Sn equal to n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Now again, this time it's a decreasing one, so the first thing we should be aware of is that our a is easy enough, it's 80. Now d, just be very careful. Okay, it's 74 minus 80, a higher one minus a lower one. So take any one higher up, and that we'll clearly see then we have a d to be minus 6. Okay, so just be very careful of that. We have a negative difference, and you can clearly see that it's a decreasing series. Okay, and even going down into the negative numbers. Okay, so that's our a and d. Now again, here we don't know what n is, so we don't know what term actually gives us out negative 34. Okay, so again we'll use our a plus n minus 1 times d and put that equal to tn to figure out what term we're talking about. So we have 80 plus n minus 1 times negative 6. Be very careful there, and it's also negative 34. So we have 80 minus 6n plus 6 equals minus 34. So then when we work this out, we'll get that n is equal to 20. Okay, so now that we have our a, our d and our n, it's a very simple process now to actually get Sn. So we want S20, which is 20 over 2. 2 times 80 plus 19 differences of minus 6. Again, watching your signs. All this into the calculator will give you out an answer of, I'm not actually sure, so you can just punch that into your calculator there and see what answer you'll get.